So my tier list video has received over 100,000 views. Never expected that to happen. I thought people would look at the thumbnail and think, ew, why would I listen to this loser's opinion? Don't, don't knock it until you try it, I guess. Anyways, this video has received 400 comments, so I thought it would be a fun idea to show and give my opinion on them. I've already read the majority of these comments, and I do typically respond to comments when I have something to say, so if you read all of my comments, then be prepared to hear a lot of what I've already said. Alright, so a lot of people have said my tier list is wrong because X glove can combo you. You are correct, but I did not base my tier list just on how well you can use a glove. You can probably kill most people with bull if you know how to bait and time your hits well enough. Most of these comments talk about extended and default hands. The problem with these hands is that this is a free-for-all game, not a 1v1 tournament. You can't counter a swarm of players with your glove. Assuming that they are competent in using decent gloves themselves, then you can expect me to put this glove at a high tier list. Diamond Glove can combo, but it also has the ability to become invincible and wait for players to back off. So I consider it to be a better glove than default, as Diamond can handle a crowd of players better. I'm not going to sit here and say default is bad. C tier is the lowest because I believe all of the gloves are good in their own right. Please don't assume I'm calling these gloves bad just because they're at the bottom. Plus, I'm sure I'll end up moving some gloves around if I make a new tier list. It's just my opinion. You're allowed to think they belong in a higher tier if you really want to, but just know that I'm basing this off of slap battles being a free-for-all game, not a 1v1 tournament. Yeah, a lot of people took me seriously. Guys, I put 4 gloves that have the capability to instantly wipe out any player that gets hit in the trash tier. Surely you didn't expect me to be serious about this. The one-shot gloves obviously go in S tier. I don't regret putting these gloves in the trash tier, as I now know who likes to abuse other players with these gloves, as I clearly hit a nerve by putting them in this spot. One-shot gloves are not trash, but you are trash for using them. Not to cause confusion this time, I am completely fine if you use them. If these are your favorite gloves, then I will never judge you for using them. However, keep this in mind. Especially those of you that defend overkill specifically. Why do you think the majority of Slap Battles players hate you for using this glove? Why do you think you are the target when you so much as look at the glove? I don't know if you've noticed, but we don't necessarily hate overkill because it's a game pass. We hate overkill because players only use it because they want to dominate the server without trying. I have much respect if you use the glove for a specific purpose or don't attack the entire server with them. However, if you use these gloves and you go after every player in the game just because you feel like it, or if you get mad at someone so you take out one of these gloves to bully them, excluding those who just want to counter other one-shot gloves, I have zero respect for you. I'm not going to harass you, just don't be offended when people dislike you or target you. Don't develop a god complex just because you have an overpowered glove. As for anyone else, I could seriously care less. The placement of these gloves were purely for comedic purposes. They all belong in S tier. However, you probably belong in a dumpster if you use these gloves for fun. If you are new to Slap Battles and you commented this, then I forgive you for saying it. This video came out on January 28th. Spin and Bomb came out on January 29th. The gloves I did not cover were Christmas and Halloween, as I do not own them. Those are the only gloves I did not cover in the video. Besides those two, if they are not in the video, then that means they came out after it was published. I think I will make an updated tier list in the future since this one did so well, so don't be too upset if you want me to give my opinion on the newer gloves. I will talk about them, just not now. And speaking of the gloves I have not covered, seriously guys, I really appreciate everyone who has commented their opinions on these seasonal gloves. It means a lot for you to take the time to explain their abilities as well as what you like and dislike about them. I really appreciate it. Also, Space can be used as surprise attack, but it's not good with its low speed. Also, Cheeky can be used to get out of a touch spot because of its low receiving knockback unless there is a one-shot hand. I feel like I'm ranting about your video. Ranting is not a bad thing. I really appreciate you comment. However, if you want to launch a surprise attack, you use Ghost. Space is not the ideal glove for this. It will maybe work once or twice against a player, but after that it's basically useless. I've never had trouble playing against a Space user, and I don't think anybody really likes this glove in the first place. And to add on to this, I don't know if it was this person or someone else, but because I mentioned, all you have to do is look up, right? And people say, oh, well, someone told me that, oh, well, not everyone zooms their camera out. Well, that's not what I mean. Space plays a very distinct sound when it activates his ability. You know when they're going up. If you're not paying attention, when you hear that sound, that's on you. I don't see Space being a good surprise attack glove. It's just not that good for it. Just use Ghost. Space is not good. Just get over it. It's not good. It's not a good glove. I don't know why you think it is. It's just not. It's not a good glove. Space is not good. As for Cheeky, it does have low knockback, and I do acknowledge its survivability, but you can combo Cheeky so much easier when they are in ball form. It gets to the point where they can't move unless they transform back into normal. It's a decent glove, but once you know how to deal with them, they really aren't that amazing. However, I would be willing to put it in like low A tier. I like this tier list. My only gripe is that teleport glove should be S tier. Okay. Why? The bus comes from the direction of the chain and it always drives over the spot you use the ability.
Very much to where I use the ability, or you use the ability.
Yeah, you know, right after me. Shikuchi deserves low A tier at max and should probably be in B and even high C. Wow, you jumped around. Its entire ability is edge guarding potential its entire ability and edge guarding potential can be countered fully just by walking backwards. If the person using Shikuchi knows how to use it, then it's really hard to counter it. Simply walking backwards isn't going to work 100% of the times anyways, and even if it does, the cooldown for Shikuchi is so small they just have to back away from you for another 2 seconds after, you know, they missed, and you'll be stuck in the same situation. That's only edge guarding though. It's a pretty damn good glove regardless of how you use it, but yeah, I don't know, it feels like you think that just walking backwards and shoving your back in his face is going to somehow kill them. You have to turn around eventually. And when you do, they're going to use their ability. But I'm sure that would work against someone who doesn't really know how to use the glove, but yeah. Otherwise, that logic kind of seems a little flawed. Just because you can walk backwards and it, you know, can counter it doesn't mean it's automatically a C tier. That doesn't make any sense to me. Cheeky stops all knockback and you can survive God's Hand, so it is a S. Diamond stops all knockback and you can survive God's Hand, so it must also be an S. Hey, I would say Duelist is a S tier because not only what you have said, but also if someone does a time stop, you can go through the portal and either attack the God Hand or use time stop to attack a person. But that's not it. It can also stop many hand abilities while it's in the portal area like bus. I think they meant to say arena. I don't know. That's why I think Duelist should be S tier. First off, I have a strong feeling that going through the portal and being able to move in time skip is a bug, and you shouldn't abuse it too often. That just doesn't feel like it's something he coded on purpose. Flash deserves to be on S. Change my mind. I would appreciate if you gave an argument to why you think it belongs on S, but it's good. I just have a hard time seeing it being, you know, the gloves that are actually really high up in the tier list, or even like top of A. Remember, just because you might be a better player and can kill a lot of people with this glove does not mean it is automatically an S tier. I just feel like a lot of gloves would have an advantage against Flash. So you're telling me somebody put all of that work into Flex just to hear that it's bad? Cope. Bull is a very good glove if you're good at it. Yes, just like every other glove. Somebody can be good with a low tier glove and manage to get a lot of kills, but that doesn't mean it automatically belongs in the high tier. Bull isn't terrible. Other gloves are just better, especially in a free-for-all setting like this game. Bull is just not a great glove, but you can be good with it. That's fine. I don't think all gloves are trash and are unusable. I think you can be good at any glove. They're not that bad. Again, C tier is the lowest for a reason. You actually have to earn errors, so it's not bad using the thing you worked for. I've seen people that grind it up to Flex get worked up because of this logic. I've never said that you cannot use one-shot gloves. I only have a problem if you harass the entire server with them. How much effort it takes to earn a one-shot glove does not change my view on this. Did you think that this tier list was based on how hard it is to obtain a glove or something? I've seen a lot of toxic players that use error and think they are superior just because they have a glove that instantly kills everyone. They're all the same. But again, if I get 100,000 slaps and it takes me a month or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad I worked for this glove, that doesn't mean it's better. It does not mean that at all. So don't think that, please. Dream should be D tier. A good player with a decent hand will never die to Dream. What? Putting Dream in a D tier implies that it is worse than every other glove of the game if you put it in my current tier list. I put Dream below every glove I think it would have a hard time beating. It can and will give you a hard time with every other glove below Dream. I also get the impression that you've never dealt with someone who actually uses Dream properly if you really think that it's that bad. It's really not. It's a lot better of a glove than you think, and you can combo with it. It's not. The speed it has and the combo capabilities, it just makes it so good. So good. Its survivability is high, and its potential to kill people is pretty damn high if you know how to use it. But, no, D tier. Can never argue that. Don't know how you can. Like, maybe, I would, like, it would be way more rational to say, like, C tier or B. But D? Really? I feel like this is a troll comment. Can you do a video on how to get all gloves? Sure. God Hand is technically not one shot. You can survive it. I actually want to talk about this for a minute, as people have brought this up in game before as well. God Hand is absolutely a one-shot glove. It doesn't just instantly annihilate you like the rest of the other one-shot gloves. It doesn't obliterate you. It doesn't kill you. But it is a one-shot glove. In normal circumstances, meaning you aren't lagging, there isn't anything blocking you, and you don't have a glove that can either teleport you back or prevent knockback, you will be killed by this glove. Just because you can survive the glove with pure luck or good timing with other glove abilities does not mean the glove isn't a one-shot. Let's say in Pokemon, for an example, there's a move that can one-hit KO any other Pokemon in the game. I prevented my Pokemon from dying in one hit because I made it equip a Focus Dash. Does that automatically mean that this move is no longer a one-hit KO? What if the attack misses? Would that make the move no longer a one-hit KO? What if my Pokemon uses Protect? Does that mean this move is no longer a one-hit KO? No. I just used an item or a move that prevents my Pokemon from dying in one hit no matter what the move was. In normal circumstances, it would have still died in one hit. Same thing would apply here. God's Hand is a one-shot glove. There are just certain circumstances where you can survive if you have a specific glove or get lucky. It's not going to ruin my day if you believe that it's not a one-shot glove. This is just how I see it. I think most people agree that this is a one-shot glove. This is probably a much larger response than you were expecting. I just wanted you to see my logic behind this. How is he getting 7 slaps every time he slaps a player? No idea. Probably hacking. I should be banned. Overkill is misunderstood. Yes, clearly. Flash is good. I got 1,000 slaps from it, so put it at top.
Nate, you should put this glove in S tier.
Alright, why?
Because I use it a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Tier list hate people with the glove and reply. Yeah. Plague Hand. You can freaking hit someone and reset, and they will be permanently poisoned because if you hit someone, they pass it on. So one hit person with a server that doesn't have insta-kill users. Bam! Literally S. Or really S plus. Oh, hit someone and reset, right? Yeah. They will be permanently poisoned. Which I doubt. But go ahead. I reset. And then come back as like a default or something. Oh no! Wow, it's exactly what I thought would happen. Oh god!
You're poisoned again. Get out of here. No, we're not doing this right. No, stop it. No.
Long live Weston. With the brick glove, you can also jump on the Lego to launch it, but it's hard to hit people with it. And fun fact, you can do a double jump with brick. I appreciate the tips. I didn't know brick can do those things, so it would definitely convince me to move it up just a little bit. However, probably not by much because you still can't do much after you get them stuck on your Lego. Like, I think the biggest reason I kept brick so low is because once you do hit someone with it, that's it. You can't slap them. They're just stuck they're just dead on the floor. The way you judge these gloves is not how powerful they are, but you judge them by how other people uses them. People being dumb with gloves doesn't make the gloved bad itself. What? Interesting assumption. I have no idea where you got that from. Since you didn't specify what gloves I supposedly judged by other people used them, considering the fact I clearly used every glove as I talk about them in the video, I'm going to assume you're referring to something like default. To correct your assumption, no. If I did that, then Snow, Reaper, Golden, Zahando, Stun, Duelist, Sentry, Dream, Replica, Flash, Acrobat, Ghost, Mail, and many others would be at a very low tier because I never see players use these gloves correctly. I rarely encounter good players that use those gloves, and I generally have an easy time beating them. If I base this tier list off of how easily I typically beat someone who uses each glove, it would be a very different tier list than this. So no, I did not base these gloves on how other people use them. That makes no sense. I used every glove in the video. I don't know why you think that. That's weird. I feel like you're triggered by something. I don't know what glove it is, though. I think it's probably like default, because everyone's complaining about default. You can't die with the Adios glove. It may not be useful to attack, but it's one of the most powerful gloves. I could move it up, but it's hard to. Every glove has their own strengths and weaknesses. Some gloves are just straight up better than others. Adios has a lot of survivability, but in the case of this tier list, I'm judging gloves based on how well they can perform in a free-for-all setting, based off of their offensive and defensive abilities. That's why very powerful gloves like Ice are in S tier with their almost one-shot capabilities. In reverse, that has an extremely good defense and a pretty good offense. It's why I keep saying that no glove is bad. They just require different circumstances to be considered good, I believe. Adios is good. It's just I don't know. In the case of this video and how I rated them, I don't think I can move it up by much. I hate you. All right, that covers almost every comment. A lot of comments were repeats. There are probably some that I missed, but that's going to happen when you go through 500 comments. It doesn't mean I don't appreciate the time you took to make one. Thank you to everyone who watched my tier list, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I gained a lot more popularity than I thought I would from just making a couple slap battle videos. It means a lot to see them get so much attention, so I hope to create much better content as time passes, so be sure to stick around. Thanks for watching.